You love your horse, you care, you try to be kind, fair, and respectful, and yet your horse keeps stepping into your space. Maybe they lean into you while standing still. Maybe they nudge your arm, sniff your pockets, or brush right past you without hesitation. And you are left wondering, how can I set a boundary without using a lot of pressure or pushing them away? Or why does my horse ignore my boundaries, especially since I'm trying to be gentle? So if your horse ignores your boundaries, it's often not what you think. It's not a lack of respect. It's not defiance. And it's almost never about dominance. When horses come too close, rush into us, or nudge their way past quiet signals, it can feel personal, like we're doing something wrong. But the truth is much more nuanced. In wild herds, closeness is not a challenge, it's a conversation. Let's now talk about why horses ignore our boundaries. And we would start with the horse's side of the story, because pretty much always they're not being pushy for the sake of it. So there are 7 key reasons why a horse might step into our space, and all of them have nothing to do with disrespect. First, character and element type. Some horses are naturally more expressive. A fire type horse, for example, might lean in, rest their muzzle on you, or even nudge for connection. It's just how they interact. A water type horse is the opposite, more reserved, more cautious. They prefer safety through space. So closeness doesn't always mean challenge. It might just be personality. Second, age and gender. Young geldings or colts, especially around 1 to 3 years old, are still figuring out where their own bodies end. They explore physically. It's not rudeness, it's social learning. Older mares, on the other hand, tend to be more composed and spatially aware. Third, boredom and understimulation. A horse that is simply bored might start to play with you, nibbling, nudging, fiddling, just to create something. Not because they're being rude, but because they need more to do. Fourth, kindness misunderstood. Sometimes when a horse gets close, it's actually a social invitation. A gentle bump might be a grooming request. A repeated nudge could be an offer to interact. They're not trying to dominate, they're trying to connect. Fifth, trauma and defensive behavior. If a horse has been ignored, misunderstood, or punished for subtle signals in the past, they might stop being subtle. They might push, barge, or even freeze, not out of dominance, but because they don't trust that their signals will be heard. 6. Blurred boundaries from past violation. Some horses have had their own space disrespected so often they've lost the internal sense of what a boundary even is. It's not disobedience, it's confusion. And what they need most is patience and clarity, not correction. And 7th, sometimes it's about us. We might give mixed signals. Maybe we hesitate. Maybe we feel guilty setting boundaries. Maybe we say no, but our energy says, I still want you close. And horses feel that instantly. So, if your signals are unclear or emotionally conflicted, your horse will feel it. And they will respond to the energy, not to the words. So, but now what do boundaries actually look like in a horse's world? And how can we do the same? So there are 2 ways. Passive Flarity is the most natural way to say no like wild horses do. A horse might turn their head, shift their body, start grazing, or simply walk away when they don't want to have contact. And yes, we can do the exact same thing. Turn your head away, pretend you're grazing, or even walk away when your horse gets too close. And no, this is not weak, a lack of leadership, and certainly not letting them get away with their behavior. It's simply a natural no. And then there's active Flarity. When subtle cues are missed, horses will do a step forward, shift their energy, or as a last resort, swing their head and touch the other horse with their teeth. Not to be aggressive, but to say, I told you that's too close. And yes, we can do the same thing by stepping towards them, using our body to create space. Always with clarity, always with calm, and yes, If the horse still doesn't listen, we can do a quick touch to the part of the body we want them to move, most of the time to the shoulder, but please, not to the head, as this can create another misunderstanding, as it can look like an invitation to play. And here is the thing. Boundaries don't break connection. They make connection safe. Through setting them, you say, I want to be close to you, but in a way that feels good for both of us. And in the herd, closeness is constant, but so is space. It's fluid, it's respectful. And when we do the same, our horse learns my human listens, but also my signals matter too. So if you'd like to dive deeper into this with examples, body language guidance, and step-by-step tips, I have written a full blog post about it. You will find the link below in the pinned comment. And if you like this video, please also share it with others. Thank you so much and see you in the next video.